Hey, so welcome to another tutorial, guys. This is going to be a quick rundown of how to create HTML emails, newsletters, whatever you want to call them. And also, yeah, so basically we're just going to create this kind of layout which you see on the side. But essentially how it's going to come out looking is I'm not going to use images. I'm going to use like color blocks, which look something like this. So essentially you get something like this, which is clearly out of that look. And once you have it set, once you get the template, if you want to do it that way, you can always just put in the images that you want. And so we have a little long to go to do this, but again, just go in the description, click the link, download the template if you want to do it that way, or stick around. Literally, let's just get it started. So what do I have on this layer? So I've got all that gibberish I was writing, but essentially what that is basically me trying to say what is it? So it's this little thing is a banner. This little part here is a H1, so it's like your heading, your H1, and then this little part is your paragraph. All right, and then this little part here is like your, what do you call it, like your two columns, if I can type right. And then this one's again your H1, and this part here is your three columns. And then this one's again a banner. And then here we got like social icons, Twitter, Facebook icons. And then this part becomes the terms and conditions. So in the footer, and then it's gonna have your unsubscribe. Oh, circle that properly. Unsubscribe button, which is very important. Yeah, this thing here is just literally an image img for you guys to replace. You could put a link on that, and then this would just be like a heading, and this is just literally an image to the left, an image to the right, basically. And then you got column. All right, let's do it this way. A column, change your color. You got column 1. Didn't change the color. Let's try it up here. Red. So you got column. Ooh. All right, go back. Red. Yeah. All right. So you got column 1. You got column 2. You got column 3. And then you got your 1, 2, 3, 4 little boxes down there. Most importantly is this line up here, which is which holds the view online. I write like a doctor. So this is what we have, and from here, right, that little arrow to here, that little arrow. Let's choose a green. Yeah, let's get messy. From there to there is gonna be 600 pixels. So from this edge to that edge, bam, bam, 600 pixels. All the math that happens within the template revolves around the 600. So for example, if we want to achieve this indented look, we have to work out what space we have here and what space we have here. Change the color to something like this. So when I say space, I mean literally this line from that edge to that edge. I've just realized I didn't change it. Let's change it there. So from that edge to that edge. I'm gonna leave it. And then you got from that edge to that edge. So, and then once you determine this spacing and that spacing, that allows us to create a table in here for us to actually have all the elements like the H and the little underline thing, and this box here and that box there. And then once we finish everything in here, wait, I'm curious, I want to change the color. Let's go pink. Yeah, once we change everything, once we set up all the content within the indented bit, we come out of this table, we come out of it, right? And then outside of it, on this, we start off a new row, which is from there to there. You understand? So it's literally coming out of things. So yeah, this one will start from there, which means it would be of the same width as the stuff on the top, which would be a 600. Yeah. So that's 600. This is 600, and this one, let's change the color. Let's go for brownish. So this table, right? This table is a different width to this one. Yeah. These are all things which you need to be mindful of when you're building the email. Right, turn that off. Let's go into Dreamweaver. Put my pen down and bam. So now that we're in Dreamweaver, we'll start off with nothing. We've got a white page here, nothing is happening. So what we're gonna do is start from scratch. We're gonna put a table in here. And remember, if you remember from when I started, this table is the outer table, most outer one, and then inside of that table we nest. Keyword, we nest. So we're gonna nest a table, right? And then this table is the 600 pixels that I was talking about. All right, and then we're gonna give it a class equals main table. All right, so think of this one as the outer table, which spans from there to there, everything up to infinity. And then this one inside, align center, give it a color, BG color. Ooh, I don't know what I did. Let's do it again. BG color equals I'm gonna give it off-white, F1. All right, so we got a color on that table. Now you can see the table, so it's that literally running all the way. So you got white here and you got that table there. Now what I'm gonna do is put like space there, and okay, so that will push all the content down a bit. I can't even push it down like that. So now what we have is the main table, 600 pixels, right? And then inside of the main table, what we want to do is put an image tag. So I'll show you what I mean. So basically what we're trying to do is create this part here. All right. So, okay. So if I do image, that pushes in an image in there. What I'm gonna do though is on the 600 table, I'm gonna give it a BG color equals white. And for me to do that, I need to put a £123 123. Okay, so now we got a white block there. Now we got the image in there. So for it to look exactly like that, which would be this, by the way, let me just zoom out of that a little bit. So this would be the top banner, something like that. And what we would do is very, very simple. Is we would need to just change the look. So if I was to go in here, find a color. Oh, actually, I'll just use that blue, and then just do that. Paste that in there. FF for the color white. I'll do and text equals Brexit was spammer. All right. All right, so we got that out of the way. Now the next thing you're probably thinking of is, why didn't I do this top part? Okay, let's do that now. So we're gonna create like a little row. What do I do? 10, I suppose. Is he gonna do it? Yep. All right, so we got that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a TR, and then I'm gonna create a text which says view in browser. No, view view. Let's just say view our newsletter. View our newsletter with images. All right. Let me do click. Click here. Click here, and I could edit that little chevron, which is and $82.50. All right. And then if I refresh, you can see that take effect at the top there. And if I want to align that center, I could just do that like that. And what I'm also going to do is give it like a 5 pixel spacing at the top. So I'm going to do style equals padding top of 5 pixels. Right. Okay. So now it just pushes it down, pushes and gives it a bit of room at the top. Right, moving on. Okay, click here is a link. So this will take them to view the email in the browser. I'm just put a dummy link $, and then I'm gonna put target blank. I still looking. All right, cool, fine. This is an image and it's 600 pixels. So if I do the responsive mode now, you'd notice that it's breaking the layout. So for it to be responsive, I would need to put a class on the image of img, which is a class I have, which basically gives it 100% width. You see, and 100% width. People on smartphones, iPhones, and basically the height becomes auto, so basically it just scales properly. Only thing I have an issue with is this part, which falls into another line. So what I'm gonna do is a little technique to hide certain things. So view our newsletter with images. So I'm gonna put a span tag in there. Let's see. Span view our newsletter. So I'm gonna chop that out, put that in there, and say class, so that it reads differently on mobile. Hide. All right, so now on mobile they say view with images. Click here, and then if I scale out on the desktop, they get this experience which says view our newsletter with images. Click here. And it's fully responsive, as you could tell. It's just scaling in beautifully, and iPhone would just be about somewhere there, so it's good. All right, carrying on. This is the kind of process I do. I build the email with mobile in mind. So by the end of the email, I've done both in one go. Basically, I don't have to build the desktop and then have to think about, oh, how's it, how am I going to translate it to mobile? I just do it in one go. So now I need this gap. Scaling a bit. So now I need this gap. So I suppose something like that gap is something like I'll do 30. All right. Let's come back up here. Do like a 20 actually. Let's do 20. Create a TR, and then in the TR, I need to create. All right. So now what we got is, if I come back to this business, which is very messy, I need to create this table, which I was talking about, which everything is indented. So basically, remember, this banner scales out all the way out and is 600. And this table has to be indented because the content is sort of like center aligned and it's got all this gap left and right. So for me to achieve that, I assume the numbers would be, if I go into Photoshop, something like between 40, 50. So if I check the width is 51, so a perfect number would be 50. So the math there would be let's see, the math would be something like what is the math? Okay, so here's 50, here's 50, and we got 600 at the top. So you got 600 at the top, right, pixels, minus this width, which is 50, minus this width, which is 50. What you get is 500. Aha, I love that number. Looks good to me. All right, so now what we do is, like in old times, people would be building the email with like a spacer here, a spacing element, whatever. No, we don't do that here. So what we're gonna do is, if I come back to this one, put my pen down and come back, is in here, stay with me, in here I'm gonna put a table which is aligned to the center, and I'll give it I won't give it a height width, but I'll indent this and give the table 500 pixels, right? And I'm going to I'm gonna give it a class of inner. All right, so I've got the main class, which is the 600 one, and I've got the inner class, which would be slightly a lesser value of the main. You get that in a second, don't worry. So you got this table which is pushed in like this. Okay, and what we're gonna do now is something very easy and very simple. Everything else falls in there. So for example, what we want, if I shut that off, actually, you know what, V, grab that, get rid of it. So and that as well. So basically what I want to create is this and that. All right, so the line can be a very tricky thing. People could be using a 1 pixel image, people could be using all sorts. I'll show you how I do it, which is very simple. So we're already in that table. Oh yeah, just zoom out of that one as well so that you see. So basically, yeah, we're trying to create that part later, so on Brexit. And so what I'm going to do is very simple. So with 500, we're in there. We're going to create the thing. Create T, select that, paste that in here. And that is left aligned. That's why you see that side. I'm going to do align center. I could do text align center, and I'm going to give it a style equals font size is, say, 30 pixels, and then a line height of, say, 36 pixels. All right, and we're gonna need a color, which is, if I zoom into this document, I can color pick something. If I drag it up, pick with that pink, copy that, say okay, pop back into Dreamweaver. I was gonna say come back into Dreamweaver. I just decided to say pop back. Just wanted to sound cool. All right, so pop back into Dreamweaver, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna type color, and then put that in there. Change the color, perfect. And if I zoom back out of this one, okay, so we're trying to do the line now, but before we get to do the line, you notice there's a little bit of space in between this part and that part. I could use padding. All right, I might as well take advantage of it, because padding bottom and stuff like that works fine in emails. Padding bottom, I'll do some like 10 pixels. And then under that, I'm gonna do like a TR, which is like a 10. No, let's do a 10. And then I'm gonna come in the styling and put bottom 1 pixel solid. Wow. 1 pixel solid. Wow. Solid black. Start there. All right, refresh. Oh yeah, so we got the line in there, but now we need to get the color that we need is the same color as the font. So I just grab that, put that in there. However, I need a pound sign like that so that it changes to pink. 10 pixels bottom might be a lot, so I'm gonna bump that down to 7. See how that looks. Not so happy with that, so I'm gonna 5. Too much a big gap there. You know, I'm not sure. This padding business is not very okay. Let's do 3. Not seeing any change. Padding bottom 3 pixels. All right. Yeah, we're good. Just gonna carry on. All right. So where are we? So we got that in there. Now what we need to do is put a little, I'm gonna put 10 pixels actually. So if I come back down under this, I'm gonna put a 10 pixels gap, and then I'm gonna put oh wow, I'm gonna put a table row with like, ooh, I'm gonna indent this actually, to be fair. And once I do that, I'm gonna double click my Photoshop file. Yeah, I don't have that font. Control A, Control C to copy. Come back in here, paste all that lorem ipsum stuff, and then I'm gonna align to the center. And you know what? For that section, I'm happy and done with it. Come back in here, dummy text goes there fine. So I've got this image and that image and a bit of that copy and that stuff going on. In the example on this part, I actually don't have the copy under that. I just have the 2 blocks of images, which is simple. So I'm gonna go for that. And so to do that and make it responsive same time, if I make it responsive, because it's just text, it will be responsive. Indent this one a little bit, or maybe just press delete, bring it back home. Click save. Now what we're trying to do is get this gap. So we're trying to get this gap going. I'm trying to get this gap now. This gap between that and that, right? And then after that, I'll create this section. This section, right? So that's what I'm trying to do basically. And so if you just bear with me 1 second, you see it in action. So what I'm gonna do now to get the first gap that I'm talking about, I'm gonna put in like a 20. Okay, that's the spacing element. It pushes things down a bit. And after that, I'm gonna come in there. Oh, I think Siri, so I thought I was calling Siri. I don't need you, Siri. Go away. All right. All right. Hang on a second. So we got this. Now I'm trying to do the 2 sections, and the 2 sections, I'm gonna give them a class of TV for table, width of 500, and nothing more. And then inside of there, I'm gonna give it. Get rid of that width property and get rid of that, because content is gonna go in there, and give it a class of call for column left, and then width of. We're gonna do that math in a sec, and then after that we're gonna give it a TD and non-breaking space, right? And we're gonna give it a width, which we're gonna work out in a sec, and then we're gonna give it a height. height equals 20. This will help for mobile. Height equals 20. And class equals call. Right, cool. Yep. And so after that, I'll dupe that. But before I get into that, so let's do a bit more math. And I'm just going to get my pencil. Hang on a second. So what I'm gonna do is select all that, get rid of that. B, choose pink. All right. So what we're trying to work out. Is we've got this width wrong. We got this. Slowly. All right, so we've got this whole section, which is what we agreed to be 500 pixels, right? And from here to here is 600 pixels, correct? And from this edge to this edge, we agreed it's 50 pixels. Cool, same as this part. So now what we're trying to establish is this box, right, and this box, right, their width values, right, their width values. So for example, if the width value of this box is 240, I actually got it written 240, then this one is 240, then we need to know what this space is, add all these numbers up, subtract them from 500. All right, so that we get a perfect pixel perfect email, basically. All right, so having said all of that, I'll come here, just click here for a sec and click B again. So I'll say this container is 500, so 500 pixels, right? I can do better. Pixels. All right, so 500 pixels, right? Minus this gap here, let's just say 20. All right, so we're gonna do 20, and then that's 480. 480 divided by 2. No. 480, yeah. 2 because of 1, 2, so 2 columns divided by 2. Perfect. Yeah, that's how we got to 240. So 240 pixels becomes this, and then the other 240 that, and then we got 20 in the middle here, and all these numbers together bounce us back to 500. So we stay perfect. If I get my veto and just go selecting things and just what did I do? All right, just kidding. Right, okay. Yep, so that's what we're talking about. That's the math, basically, the logic behind these emails, how to basically get the perfect numbers. So like I said, 240, and this is 20. And if I put an image in there and do 240, I think the height was 150. Okay, 150, 240, no, 240. We get that look. You see now. Now, if I copy that image, well, not really an image, but one before I copy it, I'm gonna do know what I'm gonna do? Align center, refresh. Okay, so this image is align center within this block. I'm gonna copy this and paste it right there. Bang, we got our right side. Okay, so happy days. If I come back here now, we need this gap. All right, I'll look at that and say 30. So what I'm gonna do is outside of this whole jazz, Ooh. Okay, aside of that, I'll come here and say something like, I said 30, didn't I? 30. Refresh. And what we have, we got that spaced out. Come back in here. So now what we need to do is create this heading and this line, and clearly we've done that before already, which is gonna fall in there. So what I'm gonna do is simple, scroll up till I find it and copy all of that. Yeah. All right, save ourselves a step of trying to be smart just by copying and pasting things and throwing them back in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control A, Control C to get that title. Wow, find it. All right, paste that in there. All right, there we got that in there. So now what I'm gonna try to do is create these 3 columns. Right, this time around I'm just gonna do it without talking about it. So I'm gonna let's see if that's quicker, because I don't want to bore you. All right, so now what we do is we are going to do something fun. We've done this already. Class TV. All right. I'll give it a width 500. Inside of here, give it a table. All right, because we're trying to go for the 3 columns now. Get rid of that 100% thing. All right, because I want all the widths that I define to be the ones that are considered, rather than that 100% scale. In case you might be. Anyway, so we got the T, and then we're gonna create a class in here, call it Cole, and then give it a width. If I could multitask, I could start working out the width like right now, but I can't, so leave that at that. And I'm going to need like a spacer. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use the same one as in the one I used here, because it's the same thing I'm going for. Go back down, paste it right there. I think I need another one as well. So if I come in here, okay, Control A, Control C, and paste that text in here. Wow, we get a lot of text. Boy, yeah. Not sure if I want all that. However, let's look at what we got. So what we have is something interesting. What we're trying to go for is just it floating in just that one little box, not the whole way through. So let me think. We inside 500. We need to know the width of that. So basically, let me wet this beak for brush, and then so we got 500 pixels. That's more like 5,000 by the looks of it, but it's 500, believe me. So 500 pixels divided by actually minus 20 here, minus 20 there, that's 40. So that's 460. 460 man, 460 divided by 1, 2, 3 becomes, say, where's my math people at? 1, 5, 3, 3, 3. All right, so what we just want is 153. All right, okay, forget everything else. Right, okay. So now I come back into here, put the pen down, and what I'm gonna do is give this width of 153. Okay. All right. I think we good. Another thing which I haven't really put in this email is like style, font, family. You should put this on everything with a text, font family, Arial. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna do our font size. It's font size 14 pixels. I'm gonna do line height. Line height, something like 16 to 18, whatever you feel really. 18 for me. Font family, font size, line height. Right, refresh. And look. And get rid of this chunk though. Too much text. Right, okay. Yeah, looks really bunched up. 24. Okay. I'm okay with that. And then, what I'm gonna do is copy this whole thing. Paste it in here. Bam. Paste it also under this one. Bam. So now what we end up having is 3 columns. And now what I'm gonna do is put a gap here because I feel like, oh, it's already something there. I'm just gonna bump it up then. Yeah, bump it up to 30. Ooh, that's a lot. Actually what I meant was 20. Just select this and then choose to 20. You know what? 15. What? Still looks like there's a lot. You know what? That'll do. Alright. So now we got that going like that. Maybe one thing I could do is just align the center text. Align center. Yep. Why not? And then this one as well. Just do text align center. Text align center. Okay, gotta do it again. Text align center. Boom. Alright, done. Now, what we're trying to do is this part here, which is the footer. And to do that is very simple actually, because I've already got this element at the top, which is very much the same. So I'm just gonna copy it and scroll right down to the last element. Here's where you need to be very careful. So this one is the end of that one, and this one is the end of what? 500, is it? Looks like it. Okay, so we got the 500. All right, perfect. I'm gonna put it right after that. Like literally, I'm gonna first put like a 20, and then I'm gonna paste that in there like that. Okay. If it breaks the layout, that means you've put it in the wrong place. This is looking fine, so we're in the right place. So now what I'm gonna do is change the height to something like 200, so that it doesn't challenge the height of the main banner as much. I could do 400 there, so that it's got. Not so sure like that. Okay, I'm gonna do 200 because the text was looking squished. It's all about proportion. So if I wanted it to be crisp, I would say something like, okay, let's double the numbers. 1200 as to 400, then that would be Retina. See how that banner became a little bit more crisp as in the text? Compare that text to this. This is blurry and this is crisp. And this is the difference between these Retina businesses that you always hear people talking about. Oh, do things at high resolution. Yeah, it's because of that. So again, let's double the numbers. 1200 as to 600. And you see the text becomes crisp and not squished and everything like that. Similar to this again, that's the same thing that's happening, but I'm not gonna bother because we already know what we're doing. So I'm gonna save that, come back out. Oh yeah, forgot to change the text on that banner because now obviously it's a footer banner. This is just a dummy placeholder image, so feel free to change it to anything you prefer. Banner, what's the name of it? Footer. All right. Okay. Doing all right. All right. Let's create another layer. Why not? So we got a little gap here. Let's zoom in. And we got a little gap here, and then we've got all these little icons that we're trying to create, which is very simple. I mean, my God, this is like, oh my God, I can't believe how simple it is. Anyway, so we got 20 there, and then we got a TR for the social icons, and then in that TR, I'm gonna I'm gonna put a T in there, and then I'm gonna start pushing all of that in, and then I mean, it's just heartbreaking. It's just too easy. All right, I'm just kidding here. It's killing me that I'm gonna have to create all this nesting. That's all. I'm making all these jokes. Okay, so basically, all right. So align center created a TD, and then in that TD, what I'm actually gonna do is create an image, and this image is going to have to be, let's just say 30. All right, let's start there. A 30 by 30 image. All right. For the sake of it, let's do 60. 60 alone will create a 60 by 60 box. There was no need for all of that extra effort, but yeah, we did it anyway. All right, so we got that one box in there, but what I need to do is actually give it a width of 40, and then align content to the center. Right, now what I will do now is I don't need no spacing elements because I'm aligning it to the center and it's inside of a 40 box. This is what the logic really is, and I'm going to duplicate that 4 times. All right, somehow something is not doing what I wanted it to do, and at this point in time, what I will do is work out why that is. Yeah, it's probably because of that. So we got 40 times 4, 160. What happens if I do that? Okay, so we got that. What happens if I do? I don't want it to be so close like that. 180. All right, now we're pushing it out a little bit. 200. All right, those thumbs are very small. So what I'm gonna do is select all my 30s, turn them into 40s, select all my, oh no, select all my 40s like this. I did something wrong, which I don't want to do. Select all my 40s again, sorry. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to go back. And then this one's going to be 50. So that's 200. And then now I can do this to like, let's just do it 250. Long way around, but essentially I got those in, and let's see if it's responsive. Normally my stuff is always responsive as I do it, but if I scroll down you can see what is really happening, and you got those sitting there, you got the banner, you got the 3 sections as well. Yeah, I'll say it's working out. All right, now I'll scroll back down, you got them like that. The last thing really, to be honest, is this terms and conditions. But before we get into that, we got this space in which we need to consider. And to consider that, we just have to come here, just click the last box. Yep, click that last box. Well, click this one, give it 20 space, and then we do that, and then we do a table inside of that. Do you know what? This table, this time around, I'll do 90%. And then I'll come here and I'll say align center so that the table is aligned to the center. And so once we do that, that means I can do that to that. And then also I'll do this to this and align that center. And what I'm going to do is put a bit of content inside of here, which looks somewhat like this. Well, yeah, maybe I can just copy that. Control A, Control C, and then right, and yeah, I'll do that. And if I refresh, you can see something taking place at the bottom, which is that. And what I'm going to do really is change one of the words because yeah, but before I do that, ooh, I didn't mean that, I mean a pound sign, and then blank, and then also I'm going to say style equals text decoration and all that jazz. But I'm gonna just do font weight bold, font weight bold. Yeah, okay. Just to make it stronger, and I'm gonna click on subscribe. Boom. Unsubscribe. Let's spell that right. I think so. My spelling was awful. All right, got that. And so basically, maybe one thing I'd like to put in there as well is just something like terms and conditions, and I'm gonna do BR to break, and then I'm gonna do bold like that, and we're exactly where we are in the screenshot. How about that? And so basically this is pretty much it. As you can tell, like I said, build the desktop version with mobile in mind, and you always got yourself covered by the time you finish the email. So you don't have to like, oh, now I gotta do the mobile version. It's basically you're just doing it like as you're going. You just be mindful of those classes and everything else, and the tables and the percentages, and that's basically it really. So, I mean, click in the link this below in the description and grab your template and custom play with it, or just come up with your own layouts. Hit me up with some links so that I can see how you progress, and if you run into problems, just let me know. And if you want actually me to build you an email personally, hit me up. Yeah, drop me a message and I shall do it for you rapidly. Rapido, as they say in Spain. And so, okay, you know, on that note, I think I should just end it really, to be fair, but I'll come back with some more exciting tutorials. And yeah, it's been great, and I hope you learned something new today. And if you did, drop me a like and drop me a sub, and make sure to check out this channel a little bit more frequent, because I'll be dropping more tutorials like this, and trying to make them better every time as I go along. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Bye.